contract. I am not delving into the details of the account. I do not even know the owner of these accounts. Mr. Garcia, Your Honor, when an account is opened in one branch, it is domiciled in that branch. It will not exist in other branches. And an order was given again by the presiding officer for the originals to be produced. Clearly, Mr. President, Your Honor, the document she is using to compare the attached annexes is different. May I ask the witness, in accordance with the undertaking of Mr. Garcia, did you produce the originals of account number 089-191-000-373, which is domiciled in your branch according to the president of your bank?
Your Honor, sir, that account number pertains to a dollar account, so it was not part of the subpoena.
If I may reiterate, ma'am, we know it's a dollar account and we're not delving into it. All we wanted to do was for you to compare it with a Xerox copy attached as an annex in the request for subpoena, to find out if it is a faithful reproduction of what is in your records, to find out where that document came from. Hindi naman ho namin titingnan yung account, hindi nga ho pinamarkahan sa ebidensya eh. Nais lang namin makumpara. Galing ba talaga yung dokumentong yun sa inyo? Dahil ang sagot po sa amin ng presidente ninyo, hindi raw niya masabi kung galing sa kanila dahil wala sa kanya yung original. Kaya po hiniling, nadalin sana yung original dito. Dala niyo po ba yung original? Nung account na nabanggit ko?
Based on the subpoena, Your Honor, we were only asked to bring for peso accounts.
May I revert to the records, Mr. President? May we request the corresponding clarification to be made with respect to the documents we asked of this witness and of Mr. Garcia. Again, not to look into the dollar accounts, Mr. President, Your Honor, but for the witness to be able to compare whether or not the annex attached to the request for subpoena is indeed a record that came from your bank. Madam Witness, ma'am, ito po'y wala nang kinalaman sa dollar account. May kinalaman po ito sa paglabag sa 1405. Dahil may kumakalat pong dokumento, hindi nga ho kumakalat eh, isunumite po sa amin. And it turns out that that account is an account that actually exists in your bank.
I'm sorry. I was not religiously following the proceedings. So
may we request,
I'm
Mr.
not
President, to reiterate the ruling of the chair for the witness to bring the original of the account referred to in the annex attached to the request for subpoena.
All right. Madam Witness.
Only for comparison purposes, Mr.
You are
President.
the manager of Kalayaan branch of Philippine Savings Bank. You are ordered by this court, no longer by a subpoena. You are orally ordered by this court to bring the original of the document that was shown to you, if it exists, or a document of similar nature in the possession of the bank for the examination of this court, to compare it with this document attached to the supplemental request for subpoena, and to bring it here on at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon during the trial of this case, and also to notify your president to come back here to be examined by any member of this court who wishes to examine him on these documents. Because you said the head office of your bank carries, does your head office carry these documents? Does your head office carry the documents annexed to the supplemental request for subpoena?
This document, Your Honor.
Madam Witness.
All documents pertaining to this account are in the head office, sir.
When? As a matter of practice, from the time it was opened, copies of these documents are sent to the head office?
Especially because of this.
No, I'm
impeachment.
asking you a direct question, and I expect
Yes,
you
sir.
to answer it. When this account was opened, were these documents that were shown to you as attachment to the supplemental request for a subpoena given to the head office? Or they were already only asked later on?
Sir, all the original documents are with the head office right now.
The original documents.
I cannot say if it's the exact because it looks
No, I'm not
different.
asking you whether exact or this document. I'm asking you whether a similar document like what has been attached to the supplemental request for subpoena bearing on this alleged account of Chief Justice Renato Corona in your bank were supplied to the head office when the accounts were opened.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of yes, sir?
The head office has copies.
They were given copies?
I mean the original copy.
The central office was given
The
original?
original copy. They have the original copy.
Also. And that is a normal
The
practice.
copies.
Is that a normal practice of the bank for all customers?
Yes, sir.
All right? Then you tell your... so there are only two sources of these documents. If this is a replica of the documents in your possession, but you say they are fake documents. But we want to be sure. The only two sources would be your records or the records of your central office.
Sir, may I consult my... I just
For
ask
what?
if I can ask
For what?
something.
For what?
May I just say that there was an audit of BSP in 2010
And
in
then,
our branch, and they were able to...
what is the relevance of the audit in 2010?
I believe they were able to see the records.
Who are they?
The BSP, sir. As required by the AMLA,
The
the
PSP?
Bangko Central, sir. They can examine the bank's records
So,
during annual or special audits.
It was shown to the Banco Central?
I'm not quite sure, sir, but there was an audit of our branch.
Who audited your branch?
The Bangko Central, sir.
The superintendent of banks? The banking division or what? Who? Banco Central is a very big organization. Who?
Sir, I will verify the exact details, but as far as I recall, there was that audit, Your Honor.
Senator Escudero?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a few more questions. Madam Witness, hindi naman po namin kayo inaakusahan na kayo yung naglabas o opisyal ng bangko yung naglabas. Kaya nga po hinihiling sana namin yung original dahil sabi ng presidente ninyo, mukhang hindi daw yun eksakto at may pagkakaiba daw dun sa nasa records ninyo. Kaya hiniling po namin na madala sana yung original. Hindi para bulat-latin yung dollar accounts, pero para tingnan kung magkapareho nga ba o magkaiba. Dahil kung magkapareho, ibig sabihin, faithful reproduction yun na nasa record ninyo. At kung sino man na may access doon, ngayon sinasabi nyo, BSP, kayo man o kung sino mga opisyal, sila yung maaaring tanungin kung saan nakuha itong dokumentong to. Ayaw lang hukusan namin maakusahan kami na bahagi kami ng paglabag ng 1405, bagaman ginamit naming basehan ito sa pag-issue ng subpoena. Sana po, naintindihan nyo kung saan kami nanggagaling.
Sir, with all due respect, if we produce the original for this, I think this is covered by the TRO.
We're not asking you to show it to
Your
us. We're asking you to use it as basis and compared with our photocopy to be able to answer if indeed it is a faithful reproduction of what you have on hand. Secondly, maliwanag naman na nagbotohan na po kami kanina. Hindi po namin gagalangin po namin yung TRO ng Supreme Court. Subalit tinatanong po namin ito na may kinalaman sa paglabag sa 1405, hindi po sa 6426. Ito po yung may kinalaman, bakit may dokumentong kumakalat at hindi po namin pwedeng panghawakan lamang ang salita ninyong hindi galing sa inyo dahil kung eksakto po yun, edi nang galing po doon, ang tanong na lamang ay sino.
Sir, may I consult with my counsel?
Go ahead. By the way, I addressed this remarks to the prosecution. At one point during the trial of this case, I requested a memorandum from the prosecution about the duties, particular duties of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Have you submitted that memorandum?
Your Honor, we submitted it 3 o'clock this afternoon.
All right, I will find out from the clerk of court if they have received it.
Thank you.
My last question, Mr. President, may we get a response from the witness?
Your Honor, the document that you showed me, based on Annex A, seems to have information on dollar accounts that would, if ever presented, would be in violation of
Madam
sorry, the
Witness,
FCDU law.
we're not asking you to present it and it won't be presented as evidence. Sige po, pasimplihin ho natin. Ikumpara niyo ho pag-uwi niyo, mamaya o bukas, sa original na nasa file ninyo, yung nasa annex. At sabihin niyo po sa amin bukas, yan ba ay may pagkakaiba dun sa record ninyo o wala? Huwag niyo na hondarin yung dokumento rito.
Yes, sir.
Pwede po yan?
You know, if you said that this document is fake, if it is a fake document, then I think that it is proper to cancel the subpoena.
Yun lamang po ang layunin namin, ma'am. Kung sa palagay ninyo may paglabag sa batas, kung dadalhin nyo rito, as long as you will be able to competently answer our question na yan po ba ay may eksaktong kopya sa inyo o wala. Yun lamang po.
Your Honor,
Honor.
can you...
Your
Yeah.
Honor, may I be allowed to explain our side?
Go ahead.
With all due respects, Honorable Senator Chis Escudero,
Ma'am.
if we confirm or deny that it's an exact replica, it will be akin to admitting that the information there about the dollar account is accurate, Your Honor. So it's
Ma'am,
already covered by the TRO.
Your bank president already admitted that that account exists under oath. Now, all we're asking is, if that is a faithful reproduction of what you have in the bank, to find out, binigyan ba kami ng peke ng prosecution, niloloko ba kami ng mga ito, o ito ba ay dahil sa isang leak? Nais din namin protektahan yung bangko ninyo. Dahil kung peke yan, edi ibig sabihin, walang paglabag sa 1405, and the prosecution would be made to account for it. Pero kung faithful reproduction yan, still, there would be some liabilities attaching to whomsoever may have been part of that leak. That's all that we're trying to drive at here. Again, she does not have to bring the document. All she has to do is say under oath, ito po ay hindi katulad nung nasa amin. Ganun lamang po kadali yun. Kung hindi, edi peke yun.